Generation 4 definitely has to be the most liked generation in the whole series of Pokemon, or at least it seems like that right now. This is also the other generation that has some of the biggest changes to the formula, where Generation 3 had abilities and changes to the IV system and the EV system. Generation 4 has the physical special split, along with being able to battle and trade online. There are some other minor changes here and there with gameplay and other parts of the game, but those ones again are minor, and the bigger changes were the ones I just mentioned. And this generation as a whole is well liked for many different reasons, and it's one of my favorites too. But now I think it's a good time to get into why I liked and disliked this generation, and the first thing I liked definitely had to be the balance of the game. Physical Special Split definitely helped balance everything out because now it's based on the move instead of the type. So now you can actually make stuff like a physical grass type and a physical psychic type, because back then it was all special, so you couldn't really do that, because of how unbalanced the typing was. And stuff like dog types can actually use the type effectively because, a lot of dog type moves end up being physical. Again, I do think this is a lot better just because it just makes the whole meta game a lot cooler, and you have to worry about different stuff because say if you have to fight a dog type and if they have a dog type move, they're gonna hit hard. Another thing I really did like definitely had to be the exploration. You go up and down different mountainsides, you can use surf quite a lot and to find secrets, and a lot of the routes have different paths you can take even without HMs, and with HMs you can actually find pretty cool secrets. I do think Sinnoh is good with exploration, just like the Hoenn region, and I think again there are a lot of secrets to find in this region. Something else I also really like definitely had to be how well designed the gym leaders are. I still might not like how they each follow one type with the exception of Diamond and Pearl, but if not most of them, they still have moves to help aid their weaknesses. Someone like Gardenia uses Turtwig that uses Reflect to help against any physical flying or fire attacks. That, and they have Pokemon that use Leech Seed and Stun Spore to help against that. Mainly on the other side has a better shot in Platinum because most of our Pokemon have Rock Tomb to help against Flying type Pokemon, and Manatite can help counter Psychic type Pokemon as well. In the original, she still has Rock Tomb and Choke, but all of our Pokemon can also hit Ghost types, so I feel that's also pretty neat because now you can't just rely on using a single Ghost type the entire time. Generation 4 is also known to have a pretty good post game, and even the original games I'd still say it's pretty okay. You have a new area to explore, that being the resort area, along with having a bunch of new Pokemon and legendaries to catch. And then Platinum takes that even a step further, where it adds the Battle Frontier, a post-game episode, and adds in a few new legendaries to catch, albeit the Reggies are fan exclusive. I really do think Platinum definitely adds the better post-game to the series because again, you have a post-game episode, Battle Frontier, and you have a lot of stuff to do in these games, which I really do like. I do still think Generation 4 has to be one of the strongest contenders for the best generation, but like the other generations, I still think there are few problems with it. One of the general complaints definitely has to be that it's really slow, and I know you heard it a million times, but it really is slow. One of the reasons definitely has to be that it runs at 30 frames a second in comparison to the other generations, and the battles are just a lot slower, where animations usually take a second to actually play out, and there are a lot of slow animations like the weather and just stuff like that. This can really add up because you do fight a lot in this game, and again, this can just bog down your experience. Another thing I really dislike definitely had to be how little development Cyrus gets in the main story. His motive isn't the greatest, but I feel with the right development he could have been a lot better. With the game, he just wants to make the world in his image, which doesn't sound bad, but again, he has very little reason to want to do that. I could understand if people find him to be very lacking one of the weaker villains, because again, he doesn't get any development in the main story. He does have some moments, but again, they're all locked behind optional side dialogue which you don't have to experience. Another part of Gen 4 that I always disliked definitely had to be the amount of HMs you need. You more or less need almost all of them to continue on the game, and the last part of the game it can get really annoying, where to get to the Elite 4 you need Surf, Strength, Rock Climb, Waterfall, and Rock Smash, and that's 5 in total, and it can make your move sets for your team really crazy. Another part I didn't enjoy as much is how out of the way some evolutions are. For example, in order to get a Magnezone, you have to go all the way to Mount Coronet and level it up there. This is unique, but again, I feel you have to go all the way back there just to level it up, and say if you level up in a gym and you don't really have access to Mount Coronet at that current moment, you just have to backtrack and just waste your time. And then some other ones like Leafeon and Glaceon where you have to actually go to a certain spot on the map, and Glaceon's even more annoying since it's in the snow area, but frankly again that's just really annoying because you have to level up at that certain spot. And then there are some other annoying ones like Weavile where you have to make it hold an item at night and you don't even get the item until like the second last battle with Cyrus, which can make you wait with an even worse Pokemon on your team for much longer. And that's just, again, just super annoying to me. But still, at worst, Generation 4 is just really slow and you have to go out of your way for some things. But this region still has some of the better designed fights, along with the region being pretty cool. The evolutions I can also kinda deal with, but again, they are just slightly annoying to get. But as always, let's go over the likes and dislikes before I end the video. Likes, balance, good exploration, well designed gym layouts, and some pretty nice post game stuff. Dislikes, really slow in the movement and gameplay, little development for the main villain, too reliant on HMs, and gain some Pokemon and evolutions can be annoying. Thank you all for watching and see you guys later.